Hey, Mark Lambert here with my friends here at Old Hickory, Joel, and he is the testing manager here at the factory, and we're going to walk through and show you a little bit about the testing area and what goes on, the rigorous testing to make sure that your pit is perfect when it shows up at your door. So what are they doing here, Joel?
During the testing process, we put in a good variety of oven thermometers to make sure our temperature is accurate. Usually test about 4 to 6 hours to make sure everything on the inside is accurate. And then we go ahead and we smoke test the pits, and we get a good smoke test to check on the door seals and to also pre-season the pit for you. You don't have to worry about that when it arrives at your facility. So.
Yes, all you guys that asked me what you got to do to season your pit once you get it, you heard it from the man.
It's already done.
It's ready to go.
Yeah, if you want to do a burn off, you might as well toss a rack of ribs on there.
There you go.
Yeah, so 4 to 6 hours it's been burned in to make sure that your temperature's right, to make there's no leaks, make sure everything's completely perfect. They go through and make sure ahead of time for you.
Yeah, so this one's about 3 hours in on the testing process right now. Got good fire rolling. Temperature's looking pretty good at the moment. Just did one adjustment to the thermostat. Maybe do one more before the end. Oh yeah.
So let me ask you another question. Lots of times we'll have a customer that orders a pit and they'll want to swap it over from natural gas to propane or propane back to natural gas.
Yes, sir.
So you take the regulator out of play, but generally if you're coming from propane to natural gas, how much air adjustment do you need to make typically?
On the shutter, usually for the natural gas, it goes down a little more in airflow than the LPs.
You close the air off a little.
Air shutter just a little bit. Usually 2.5 is about right for the LPs. I go down to about 1.5 for the naturals. They seem to function better with a little less airflow through the dampener.
What he's talking about, there's a little shutter on the induction fan, and it's got a set screw, and you'll see right where it is. So if it's 2.5 for LP, close it in for 1.5.
About 1.5 for the naturals.
For natural gas.
It's pretty consistent there.
And vice versa. All you're doing is taking the regulator out of play because you'll have an inline regulator on your natural gas.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Let's move on.
Yes, sir.
Move on.
Yes, sir. All right, we got another CTO unit here, and this unit's got a cook and hold feature. After we get done testing the main thermostat, we'll go ahead and let the pit cool down for an hour or so and transfer over to the second thermostat on the back side here by turning the power on and setting the timer to 0. Transfers over to this thermostat, and I'll take this thermostat and set the knob at about 150 for the customer to have the cook and hold set right there for them when they need to use it.
So that part of the cook and hold portion is adjustable. You can pull the side cover
Yes,
off
sir.
and adjust your hold temp.
Right, and if you did have your main thermostat go out and you needed to keep your pit rolling for business, you could transfer over to that thermostat and use it as your main until you get the main thermostat back in the mail.
There's a good
As
reason
well.
to have it.
It's always a good reason to have a cook and hold.
Redundancy.
Yes, sir. Keep that consistent cooking going, right?
That's the idea.
Don't want to have a pit down, right? Nobody likes downtime.
No, not at all.